This is boring, but you'll get 100+ credit score points fast. Now, speaking of boring, be mindful of anything that's selling you this hack that's going to help you boost your credit in 4 days, 7 days, 10 days, because truth be told, if it sounds too good to be true, it just might be. In fact, it's been people who have gotten real time and real fines by doing things the hacky way. So be reminded that you don't want to seek things that just seem like a get your credit up quick fix. Now, I will say this, sometimes there are things that can help you get your credit up quick, but you got to be mindful of what is being utilized in order to make that happen. Are they violating or doing anything that could be deemed as illegal, and could that come back on you? Or are they just using laws and different codes to your advantage in a way that best benefits you and educating you along the journey? That being said, let's talk about what are the ways that you can increase your score 100+ points in a boring fashion. Now, first, this all boils down to understanding the 5 factors. I won't get into all 5 factors, but the top 2 that I want to discuss that can help you boost your score 100+ points fast are payment history and credit utilization, which is responsible for a total of 65% of your score. Payment history is 35%. Credit utilization is 30%. When you understand that math, then you understand, okay, if it's 550 points available, since everybody starts off with a 300 and the highest it can go is 850, how many points come from credit utilization and how many points can come from payment history? Credit utilization can get you 165 points because that's 30% of your score. Payment history can get you 192.5 points. So what's the boring way to get 100+ points? Let's first start with credit utilization. Credit utilization is basically your ability to properly utilize credit cards or lines of credit. Lines of credit could be any revolving account where you can spend the money, pay it back, spend the money, pay it back. That's a line of credit. Credit cards operate in that same way. It's a revolving account. Many of you already know this. I just want to make sure we're clear on what type of account I'm referring to specifically that can help you get over 100+ points and technically up to 165 points fast. Now, this is what you got to understand. When it comes to those credit cards, it's a matter of knowing when to pay, how to pay as it relates to those credit cards. If you know when to pay, then it changes the game. If you know how to pay and how to go about using it, then it changes the game. So if you're using your credit card, the key is knowing when they're going to report to the credit reporting agencies or the consumer reporting agencies, many people refer to as the credit bureaus. You want to contact those companies and find out when they are going to report. Why is this important? Well, if you know when they're going to report, then you know when they're going to tell those consumer reporting agencies exactly when your card is being paid, but what your balance is. And when you know when they're going to report, what this does for you is positions you to make sure that you're ahead of the games. This gives you a slight edge. This gives you the power to know, okay, if they're going to report on this date, let me make sure I have my balance down as low as possible. Now, I hinted on the how. How do you go about paying it? Because many people just say you use it, pay it off, and pay it below 50%, or you pay it below 30%. Or many people may even say you pay it twice a month because of a viral video that took place some time ago, and now people are paying it twice a month. Well, if you know the date that they're going to report, that's more important than you paying it twice a month. Yeah, it can work on the twice a month, but if you know the exact date, down to the science, to the date itself, now you're in a better position. Now you know, okay, if they're going to report on the 15th, let me make sure that my balance is low before the 13th, and I leave it alone for 5 days, give or take. Now, low by my definition is 5% or less. So anywhere from 0 to 5% by my definition. I know a lot of people say pay, less than 50% or have it less than 30%. 5% or less. Now, I want you to test that out for yourself. And then if you come, and if that works for you, come back and let me know how it benefited you. Now, I've had clients who have utilized what I just said, and they've increased their score 100+ points. Some have even gone 200+. The highest was like 337 points. 337 points in 30 days. Now, this is on a per credit reporting agency basis. So one score might have went up 110, another might have went up 117, another score might have went up 110, for a total of 337 points. So this is how powerful this can be. And yes, it's boring. Paying your credit card down doesn't sound sexy. It doesn't sound like something that can help you get that 100+ points, but it can. And if you do it the right way, what happens is the creditors look at you and they say, you know what? we can trust this person with more money. So now you find yourself getting higher credit limits. They also look and say, you know what? The interest rate may be high on this card, but they have a zero balance. Even if the interest rate is 27%, what's 27% of a zero balance? Zero. So you save a ton of money on interest. And now you position yourself to get higher limits, save a ton on interest, and boost your score tremendously just by understanding how those credit cards work and the right way to do it. Now, if you're limited on cash flow, which many people may have a maxed out credit card and they may be limited on cash flow. If you're limited on cash flow, then you want to find ways to increase your cash flow. If you work a job, we teach people how to get a pay raise at their job without asking their boss. And that puts anywhere from $200 to $800 back into their pockets, usually monthly, but sometimes even per check in most cases. And when that happens, now you take that extra money, you pay your credit cards down faster. Also, do not shy away from earning additional streams of income. Earning additional streams of income gives you more cash flow. More cash flow allows you to pay your credit cards off faster if you don't have that much cash flow to where you can pay your credit card down 5% or less as fast as possible. Very key, very important. Boring, rewind it if you need to, but understand the importance and the power of it. Now, let's speak on payment history. Ideally, you want to have 100% payment history, meaning that you made all on-time payments for the past 2 years. Critical, key. Once you understand that, now you say, okay, it's not worth it to miss payments on things that are going to report to my credit, because this can hurt your score and drop your score by 100 points. But if you're making on-time payments with the credit card, on-time payments with your other bills, and doing a combination of cleaning up negativity, if you had previous mistakes where you had late payments or items that went to collections and charge-offs, that's where credit restoration comes in. That's where credit repair comes in. Cleaning up the errors that you may have had previously, that can help your payment history. But going forward, you want to make sure you're making on-time payments, number one. And if you've made some mistakes, made some errors, then you want to clean those up. We can help you with that. We got a DIY. We got it done for you if you want that. We even got a free tool that you can tap into if you are one of those who are not ready to invest in yourself just yet. Either way, we got something that can help you, or you may want to hire someone else. But the fact of the matter is, if you just understand what I said about payment history and credit utilization, and you apply what was just said, it's boring, but it can help you increase your score 100+ points fast. Check out anything that we got available down below. Salute.